It's that time again, boys and girls. We have part 3 of the Grantham stream highlight series. As before, I am streaming this series live on Twitch. I'm streaming tonight, in fact, twitch.tv/LOLLUJO from about 7 p.m. this evening. So by all means, come along, carry on watching how the story continues over there. But in this video, we pick up where the last highlights video ended, and we're 6 games into the season. We haven't really figured out how we want to play yet, and that kind of leads into what we're doing in this section of games that you see in these highlights. We're trying to figure out how we're going to play. Just like I've said on the previous couple of highlights packages as well, this is still very much an experiment. Jamie's done a great job again of editing the video together for me, but for us to continue that relationship long term, the videos need to be supported. So if you're enjoying them, make sure you leave a thumbs up. Make sure you are checking the videos out, and I am very closely monitoring the analytics on this series so we can decide what we're going to be doing with stream stuff long term. Over to Past Kev. Hello, boys and girls. How are we doing? Hello and welcome to the pre-stream stream. This is where the cool kids hang. We all had a delightful day. We spent the last stream basically rebuilding the entire football club from the ground up. You can see we brought in a lot of staff. We now have a pretty decent staff set up for our level. Considering we're expected to be relegated, we've got better coaching staff than you would expect for a team that's going to be getting relegated. And we also brought in a lot of players. We also released a lot of players. So we released the vast majority of the squad that were here when I arrived, kept the 2 or 3 that were any good, and have supplemented them with a whole bunch of free transfers, and then a few loans to plug the gaps. Club vision wise, we're expected to, or we've been asked to battle bravely against relegation. The media think that's a realistic expectation as well. Media are predicting a 19th place finish for us, and our start to the season, we played our first 6 games and it's been tough. We've picked up a couple of wins, and then there's been many games where we've not looked very good. We've tried a few different tactical systems over those first 6 games. I think we've settled on and committed to using a 4-4-2 counter-attack for the next few games at least, because it's become very clear in these games that we're not very good. And we probably are really in a relegation battle, so we should probably just try to avoid getting relegated. If we can stay ahead of the Kev ratio for the season, we will be happy, and we are dead on the Kev ratio at the moment. 6 games played, 6 points on the board. Huzzah! That's huge respect to him for that. Right, we have now got an actual left winger, but somehow he's still a right footer. How did we not? The whole point of signing Jones was, I mean, it was so that we could move Stubbs over to the right, where he'll hopefully be more effective. He hasn't played on the right yet, I don't think. He's played 1 game on the right, and what do you know? He got an assist and we won the game. But I thought Jones was going to be a proper winger, not another inverted one. We need a natural left winger, and we just don't have one yet, which is probably going to be troublesome. That was awful. What team do I support? The mighty Peterborough United. Bum, 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 bum. What is going on here? Someone's got a damaged foot. Idiots. And Arsenal. Yeah, I'm not speaking of that publicly yet. Unofficially Arsenal for the coming season. I've gone so far as to buy a shirt. Still don't know if I can bring myself to have that as an answer to that question, though. The answer to that question is always going to be posh. And I am interested in Arsenal's results for the coming season in an attempt to get into the Premier League more. That's a safer way to say it. Grantham's where I live. Aha, have we got any more Granthamians in? Have we just scored? Have we just done a football? It's Stubbs with the assist again. Clearly, the route to goal for us is through Stubbsy, as we knew it would be. Big, deep free kick. And there's Fisher to tuck it home. 1-0, and that could be massive for us because we need points on the board after a very difficult start. Are Ipswich going to get promoted? I doubt it. They don't usually, do they? Have they done any? I mean, I confess I haven't paid any attention to what Ipswich may or may not have spent the summer doing so far. Have they changed anything? Have they done anything that would lead you to believe they might get promoted this coming season? If not, probably not. Keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. That's where madness lies, boys and girls. I've just seen a tweet about the Scottish bird. He is a monster. The one, the gingerbreads. Agreed. Ipswich released a lot of their old men and they've all gone to Colchester. Is that good or bad for Colchester? Have we just scored a worldie and I was reading the chat? Who scored that? Was that Jones? Jones seems to be celebrating. Is this the left winger cutting on his right foot that I moaned about? Oh no, it's Conway, the guy I've just brought on. Well, we're going up as bleeping champions. Is Jenkins a left back? I don't fully know all of... No, I didn't think Jenkins was a left back. We don't have a left back on the bench. So I'm not taking Hope off. I'll take Patter off and bring Drew on. From Reading, lived in Grantham for the last 5 years. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Ed Sheeran's a sponsor. I saw that Ed Sheeran was sponsoring Ipswich. Is that enough on its own to lead Ipswich back to the Championship? Is absurd. It makes the game too easy. So I don't touch the player search screen, and I sign all my players based on scout reports and trials and stuff. I try and play as close to how real life football works as possible. Colchester gave us Kane Vincent Young. He's a very good player. Who is us, Fipsy? I'm not familiar with Kane Vincent Young. We just did another football. It's all coming together now. We just needed the counter-attacking system. I think this is very close to the 4-4-2 we used with St Albans a few years back. I think. Is it St Albans we used a flat 4-4-2? And everyone thought I'd lost my mind? Can't help but cheat, but that makes you a legend. I mean, don't get me wrong. I used to cheat a lot. When I was a kid, I would be forever in the editor. I would always add myself to the database. Once a year, at least, I would go through and give every posh youth player 200 potential ability and put myself in there as well. So the fact that it's hard and has its ups and downs and it's unpredictable, it's what keeps it engaging for me to go back to every day. So yeah, cheating is just not an option for me now. It would break me, I think, just sitting at my desk and commentating on winning football matches every day. It's one of the reasons I started a bottom tier save again, just as the other two saves are starting to go well, because I need to keep my non-league skills sharp for when non-league to legend starts in FM22. Where will Reading finish the season in the Championship? Below Posh. Maybe. Oh. Well, anyway, Patter can move forward. Drew can come in. That's fine. We'll work with that. Have I ever had any real life players comment on their FM profile or how you play them? A few, yeah. Reece Bennett turns up quite regularly. He streams FM from time to time. And the first time we spoke, it was not long after I'd managed Posh in the EFL Cup thing that they put on at the start of the pandemic, where every club had a football manager, and it was a big competition thing. And I'd played him at wing back, and he wasn't happy about it. He was my star, well, one of my star men, but I played him at wing back, and he wanted to be centre back. But he's too quick to be a centre back. Wanted to get the best out of him at wing back. My word, what a goal that is from Dylan Jones! Holy smokes! Can we just have a little look at this again? I was moaning about him before. All we needed was to reset the RNG in the game. We were in terrible form the other night, and now look, we're up in 7th place. Favourite Posh player? What, currently or all time? Currently, probably Sammy Schmoddix. All time, George Boyd, greatest player ever to grace a football pitch. See why he wanted 850 a week initially and knew his August was going to be interrupted. Yeah. Heavy 6 times versus 5-time WCW World Champion Booker T. You need to see it happen. Doing what? I'll play FM against Booker T. If someone can get me in touch with Booker T, I'll play Football Manager against him. When's the next vlog? When I have something to vlog. Can you remember that fly on the wall show Sky did in the 2000s with Ron Atkinson at Posh? I, believe it or not, can remember that. It wasn't our finest hour. Well, it did lead to our current owner buying us because he watched that, took pity on us, bought us, and everything changed. So everything worked out nicely in the end. How do you get the player roles on the overview screen for players? By the way, brilliant YouTube video using highlights from the stream. I hope you can use it. Oh, thank you very much. Like I said in the video, it really depends on how well the video does. Because, bottom line, Jamie, who edited it, who might be watching. Hi, Jamie. I don't expect... He's done that one for free. And I don't expect him... I don't know how much work it was, but I imagine it's at least like 3 or 4 hours work just watching back the stream and then picking out the bits you want to use. So I don't expect him to do that for free for very long at all, really. So I need to know that the highlights videos are going to generate enough views so that I can offer him, so that I can basically pay him with the money that they're making and not be out of pocket by doing them, if that makes sense. £10 a week would have been good for leaflets. When I used to do it, I was a penny each. Yeah, she gets loads more. I used to deliver the weekly... I used to do 2 paper rounds when I was a kid. I did one that was every day or 6 days a week in the evenings. And then I did one on Thursdays, which was like the local free paper. And that one I used to have to put leaflets in. One week I even had to deliver Weetabix because dogs were just destroying them, and I just brought it all home, and we had Weetabix for breakfast every day for like a month. That's probably where my love of Weetabix and marmalade came from. That month where we had all the Weetabix, so I was supposed to be delivering it. That's the great fraud of my life. Getting paid for delivering that and just basically having free breakfast for ages. Come on then. Let's have an equaliser here. That's got to be a penalty, surely. It is a penalty. Glorious. The great Weetabix heist. Absolutely. To me, it's no different to the lads who would throw their newspapers in the local skips. It's just the same. I just ate mine rather than throwing them in a skip. Oh, I thought we were going to score another one there. Going back to Jan Butts. But how do you even say his name? Is it Jan Butts? Because that's great if it is. If I remember right, I think he and Doncaster made a bit of a thing in one of the cups in the mid-2000s. I think it was versus Arsenal. And he was touted as being a potential championship keeper. Might have been earning £15 now instead. Really? Like, he doesn't want to be a ball-winning midfielder. He should be screaming that at me. We're going to switch him up to be a playmaker. I hope it doesn't break everything. If it all goes wrong today now, it's because we're using a playmaker rather than a ball-winning midfielder. You're not going back on the fixtures to see the formation last season. Usually that kind of data isn't kept. That's one of the things that's purged between seasons. It's just decided, yeah, he's quite good. Let's give him these numbers that look quite good. So in actual fact, what I'm asking for, we've gone full circle. What I'm asking for is impossible to do. But still, I want it. Right, we'd be happy with a draw here against the Slack. Should also be able to tell them they aren't good enough if you try to sell players. It always irritates me there isn't an option to offer people out. Yeah, it does seem odd. Malone now needs to come off. Jenkins, we played in midfield before, but we'll play him as a ball winner. A few players playing out of position here, which is their cue to score, of course. Could you imagine how slow non-League Legend home would get if all that data was kept? Yeah, exactly. I get why it's not in there, but I don't know. Trying to think from a computing point of view, as much as I'm sure you'd love to know where that was going. I talk. Sometimes I talk. I know that's not a great advert for the streams, but the great thing about me doing that when I'm streaming, you can just type, Kev, move on. You're waffling. And I see it in real time, and it makes me feel great. As before, if you have enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on it for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Come and check out the stream tonight to see where we go from here. And thank you very much for watching.